Finish him! It's finished.
Welcome to Finish Him Fridays. I just thank you all for joining us. I just want you to know first off that we're going to go after the finished work of the cross because it's something that God has already given us. One thing that we're going to want to address is we're going to address anything that is not good. Christ gives us the standard of good. He says that which is from above, only that which is of the Father is good. It may sound good, it may seem good, but in reality, if it did not come from God, even if it looks similar to Him, it is not good. Christ leaves us the standard for goodness. What we're going to talk about in Finish Him Fridays is what is really good. We're going to give you biblical teachings. We're not going to give you experience or just opinion. We're going to give you the reality of what the Word of God says and what it means in these times, what it means to a believer, what it means to a child of God, what it means to one who calls himself a Christian. One thing that I want to address right now is one thing that the Lord was talking to me about is why does my church say that they cannot be perfect? Where did that reality come in? Where did that thought process come in? Why do we think that way? And he took me into the Bible, and there's so many verses that talk about that the bride of Christ that he's coming for is spotless and blameless. It's perfected. So where did this thought process come from? He told me to look up the word for perfect, and I looked in the context of Matthew 5:48. Matthew 5:48 says this. It's in the Beatitudes. It says, Jesus says this, that you must be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. Some translations say, be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. Sounds like a command to me. What is the word used there for perfect? The word used there is telios, T-E-L-I-O-S. That word means to come to completion, come to the end, to be without lack. What does that mean? If we say that we are the church of God and we still have lack, that means that Christ did not accomplish all which he set out for. He's sending us into a mission that we are not fully equipped for. I'm telling you that we cannot define our own words. We cannot make up our own definition of perfection. See, we believe perfection is a standard which others have put, meaning that you never make a mistake. Well, perfection in that way becomes a work. It becomes something that you have to try and strive to do. Let me tell you what perfection to God is. It's obedience to his voice. When people say that there's no such thing as a perfect church, what they really mean to say is there's no such thing as a perfectly obedient church. Because if you're perfectly obedient to God, there's no way that you won't be perfect. That is the reality of things. No pastor, no person will tell you if I can be completely obedient to God that they would not be perfect. Christ comes as our standard. Christ says he is the Son of God. Matter of fact, it says in the Bible that he comes in the likeness of man. We know Christ emptied himself, right? He's still the image of God, but comes in the likeness of man, because it says Christ is the exact image of the invisible God. But what does this mean? He shows us what is available to us. Yes, I've heard this many times. What is available to us for healing, what is available to us for miracles, what is available to us for all these many different things. But what about living a life set apart? Christ led a life set apart. He lived a life completely holy and obedient only to God. That's what made him live a perfect life. It's his obedience only to the Father. See, it says that he only heard one voice, just what Christ says. My sheep hear my voice, and they will not hear another. They will obey no stranger. Perfection is simple. Be obedient to God. Realize that inasmuch as you were a slave to sin, now so you are a slave, a bond servant to Christ. You do as he says you should do. This is the masterhood of God, the fatherhood of God. The lordship of Christ is not something you can take for granted. Look, in the old covenant, they did not listen to the lordship of God. That was their problem. They could not obey the law. Now Christ says, I've come and I've fulfilled fulfill it, there's only one way to obey the law completely. That is to abide and be born again of God. I'm telling you right now, take that lie out of your mouth. There is such a thing as a perfect church. It's called obedience. Bless you.